This program is brought to you by the Genesis Communications Network, a world leader in talk radio since 1998. Visit GCNlive.com today.
Broadcasting and streaming live all across America. This is Home Talk USA with Michael King, where we will discuss topics pertaining to your home with industry-leading experts. Michael King is a licensed general contractor with more than 30 years of experience in home improvements and the author of Contracting with the King. Join us this hour for our segment Invent America with your co-host, the Inventor lady, Rita Crompton. Discover what's next in the home improvement industry and explore new products and innovations. Or if you have that next great big idea, learn what it takes to bring your invention to the world as Michael King and Rita Crompton talk to America's inventors and innovators. Remember, the America of tomorrow is being invented today. We invite you to visit us at HomeTalkUSA.com, one of the best resources for home improvement information around today. Your best life begins with your best home, and there's no place like Home Talk. That's HomeTalkUSA.com. And now, we proudly present Invent America from the #1 home improvement radio program in the country, Home Talk USA, with your host, the Cajun contractor, Michael King, and his co-host, the Inventor lady, Rita Crompton.
Yahee! Welcome, America! That's right. This is the Cajun contractor, Michael King, along with my sidekick, the Inventor lady herself, Rita Crompton. This is the Invent America show, and I want to welcome all of you right here on the Genesis Communication Radio Network at GCNlive.com, and I'd like to welcome my sidekick, the Inventor lady herself, Rita Crompton. Hey, Miss Rita, how you doing?
I am just fine. And, you know, it's always so exciting to be on the show. Americans are inventors. And so every time we have the chance to reach out and touch those potential inventors out there, but Americans in general are really excited about inventing, whether they consider themselves an inventor or they just want to know what new products are there.
Well, you're right. And also a lot of people have ideas and they have things they come across. They just don't know how to go about maybe taking it to another level or maybe doing inquiring about that specific situation that they ran across, right?
Exactly. And since we've started doing Invent America, I come across so many absolutely amazing products. Everything from, you know, new kid skateboards, which we will be featuring in the next few weeks, to, you know, new gadgets to make life easier, to new technology that enhances something. And it's amazing. The American people out there have got such wonderful ideas. And it's absolutely mind-blowing to be part of getting them to the next level. And I am so appreciative of, you know, you, Invent America, of GCN to allow us to do this, but all of those inventors out there that we touch.
You got it. Now tell us about our show today.
Well, inventors face, you know, basically 4 different challenges, but the biggest one is money. And if they can solve that challenge, at least understand the parameters and get their head around a path, then they can solve the other challenges. But that tends to be the big one. And I've had inventors that, you know, it's like, well, I'm looking for investors. And it's like, whoa, there your life can blow up real quick. And so today we're going to be talking about the challenges of using an investor. And I had so many good qualified guests to be on this show that the one lady who couldn't do it, she broke her knee. It's like, okay, well, that's a good reason to have to say, I can't do it on Monday because I'm seeing a surgeon. But within an hour, I had somebody else to be able to take the spot. So there's a lot of people out there who've dealt with the challenge of finding investors. And so today we're going to talk about the options. So we've got one gentleman who's dealt with investors. Another gentleman is like, why would I do that? And then an industry expert that talks about, you know, what are the issues in dealing with investors. So a great show, very relevant, and we'll give some good options to some of the folks out there who might be saying, gee, I think I'll go after an investor.
Well, I need to tell you, I'm going to bring up the Shark Tank because the reason I'm going to bring it up, I've seen Shark Tank many times, and I've seen situations where the sharks are getting ready to make an offer, But unfortunately, the person is kind of like stifled and can't make that the decision because he sold off 60% of his business, before they even got on the Shark Tank. So the point I'm trying to make is, you might not be able to control your destiny if you just start selling your stuff away. You follow me?
Exactly. And a lot of times, it's one of the gentlemen that I just spoke to, and he was telling me how much he wants me as a licensing agent, but he told me how much he'd already given away to friends as investors.
Wow. Yeah.
Well, when we look at the 3 F's, friends, families, and other fools, they're generally able to, manage that. But for the amount of money they put in, he gave off way too much. And now when we license that, he's got to deal with that.
Yeah, and again, it goes back to what we're saying. If you don't have the information, maybe there would have been some other alternatives, to try to, get it on the market.
Exactly. And understanding then how much you give away. The gut instinct is to give away too much because, you're just getting started. And they say, oh, well, I want 10% of the company. Well, 10% doesn't seem like very much until you get down the road and you're thinking, well, what was I doing? So, one of the things that we look at is what's real. So how much percentage do you give away for how much money? And so then there's a lot of numbers and calculations that go into making that determination, but it's a numbers game. Whether you're pricing the product or you're looking at investors' money, no pun intended, is a numbers game.
Yeah, it's all about that. Return of investment. It's a return of investment for the investor. How is he going to get his money back? And when he's going to start making money? Because people are just not going to give money away. It ain't going to happen.
Exactly.
They say, hey,
when you're dealing with the 3 F's, the friends, families, and other fools, like I said, they're easier to manage. They're generally, family, friends. They know you. They believe in you as opposed to the product. So maybe that's not their wisest decision. Investors are smarter and wiser, and they will take a bigger chunk of you. It's like, it doesn't matter how expensive the suit is that the shark is wearing. It is still going to eat you.
That's right. Yep. I agree with that. Yeah. Well, when you go to the bank and you want to borrow money for your business at a bank, the bank's going to ask you, what are you going to put up for collateral and how are you going to pay me back? Well, it's the same thing with an investor. He might not want collateral, but at the end of the day, he is, because he's going to get a percentage of your business, but how he's going to pay you back, how are you going to pay him back? Well, and part of it, too, sometimes is that they want to help make decisions for you. Whereas if you go and you take out a loan from the bank, yes, you've got to pay it back. All right, but you're paying it back. They're not getting really involved in the business as long as you're making payments. Investors are different. Yeah. Especially when they put a continuation about a residual. You might say, okay, well, I want you to pay me back, and this is how you're going to pay me back, but I want a residual for forever or whatever. So now you're clogging yourself again.
Exactly. Now, if you're using the 3 F's, you can say, all right, I start paying you back when I start making money. Yeah. The bank expects you to start paying back next month. An investor isn't going to give you any breathing room. They're kind of like a loan shark. Oh, hey, Shark Tank. So, you can play around with the words a lot, but the reality check is, when they want a piece of you, it's going to hurt.
Yeah, that's right. Well, that's why you listen to the show.
Exactly.
Education, I tell you, the education that I've learned, not only from you, but from the guests. It's amazing. And that's why I'm excited to talk to your our next guest coming up. So hold on right there. We're going to take a short break. You're listening to the Invent America show right here on the HomeTalkUSA radio network. Invent America is where, like Rita says, America invents. Right here, GCNlive.com. We're going to be right back with our first guest, our first topic, right here. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
to Home Talk USA with Michael King. Do you have questions about your next home improvement project or home repairs? Now you can chat with verified home repair and home improvement experts in just minutes. Get the help you need by visiting HomeTalkUSA.com. One of the best resources for home improvement information around today. Your best life begins with your best home, and there's no place like Home Talk. That's HomeTalkUSA.com. And now, back to Invent America from the #1 home improvement radio program in the country. Home Talk USA with your host, the Cajun contractor Michael King, and his co-host, the Inventor lady, Rita Crompton.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for being with us today. If you would like to check out some of our other episodes and podcasts, please go to inventamerica.info, where you can find everything listed. If you would like to be on the show, go to inventamerica.info and fill out the form. It drops right into my email box. And our next guest is Duane Genzlinger. Duane, thank you so much for being with us. The company is Hammer Skill Homes. It is www.hammerskill.com. And they have invented, Duane and Jerry Hanley is his partner, the box slider. And that website is hammerskillhomes.com. But I get calls all the time for the box slider, and I have to forward it to Duane and Jerry. Very cool gadget. And after decades of experience with building, they came up with the box slider because it makes things so much easier. Duane, thank you. Tell everybody what the box slider is.
Well, the box slider, when the electrical outlet is too close to, a corner or a doorway, what it does is move the receptacle inside the box over a half inch, so you don't have to cut the plate. Always you can never really cut the plate very well because they break, they look bad. What this does is just move it over so it fits right in there. And it's just a piece of plastic that fits on top of and bottom of the screw holes and slides over. That's where we come up with the name.
I get people that send me emails like, where can I get this? Where can I get this? Why can't I find it? You guys are great. You can fulfill orders.
Yeah, it works well. And, we've done it in a lot of new construction. And, we've, a lot of times they'll put double studs for the box of the outlet, and then they'll put, like 3.5-inch casing. We did a house that she wanted 4.5-inch casing, so we had to go through and redo all that again. So it's just enough to get you through that. And it works quite well.
Well, you and Jerry have gone into short production, and you're making sales. Have you ever thought about finding an investor?
We've thought about it. I think, I think both of us just think we're going to wait it out. Because usually an investor, you take his money and he wants it back quite fast. And, this way I think we'll just finish it out and on our own or take out a loan or whatever we need to do. We don't need another partner.
Right.
That's what an investor is. And
exactly. And sometimes they're an investor. They think they're a partner, but they don't know your business at all.
No, they don't. They could care less about it. And, a lot of times it takes forever for it to get on the market. And, you got to pay back your investor because he's getting, he wants his money back. And, if you're paying
back the bank, you take out a loan and they've got an interest rate, you know exactly what it's going to be. But when you've got a partner that's invested money, they don't want just their money back. They want their investment plus back. And sometimes they're not real realistic about what that should look like.
No, it makes it get ugly, and you don't even, I don't know, if you know the person, it's probably worse. I don't know.
I always say it's like, we talk about the 3 F's, friends, families, and other fools, and I always say do not take any money from someone who could eventually have an X in front of their name. Ex-mother-in-law, ex-father-in-law, brother, ex-wife.
Yeah.
That X really can change the dynamics there.
Keep keep the family out of it, right? Mm-hmm.
Exactly. You know, I had a gentleman in Colorado. He took a ton of money from family. He ended up making some bad business decisions. They became all ex by virtue of the fact that he made bad business decisions, and they didn't love him anymore.
Oh, yeah. You know, he's blackballed.
And it was a really good product, but he made some really bad decisions. And it's like, oh, Lordy, that was a tough one to watch unfold.
Well, yeah, I feel sorry for him because it's, you know, a lot of it's out of your control.
It certainly can be when it comes to money. So what are the next steps for you and Jerry?
Well, we're waiting on you.
Well, you just signed your licensing agreement, I think, last week. So yes, you're on our short list. Yes. Yeah.
So that I guess our everything's up to you. Our future's in your hands. So.
Well, thank you. You have a lot of faith in me, but with all the emails I get about Boxlighter, I feel really good about this one. And you're also going to the National Arbor Show with us.
Yes, we are. Mm-hmm. Can't wait.
And
that's always a good show.
It is. And, I don't think that we've actually talked on the show about, how I work with my clients for licensing. And this is, a good chance for me to say a couple of things. Is that as a licensing agent, I don't charge any money up front, so we're selective, and you are on the short list of the products that we take on. And, we look at then getting out there and working with you, not, your product better than anybody does. So we always work with the inventor on what we need for promotion of the product and outreach, and who do you think makes the most sense? And it's really a collaborative effort with the inventor in order to get a successful deal done.
Oh, I agree. Yeah, well, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say it's like it's hard work. There's no guarantees. I mean, that's one of the reasons we don't take any money up front.
Yeah,
because there are no guarantees.
No, there isn't. It's just depends on the economy, and it might be a luck shot where you're at, but if you do have a good product, it should speak for itself, though. Mm-hmm.
Well, it does, and it's just a matter then of getting it out there and into the right hands. So right. I hear the music playing, so that means we need to go pay some bills. If you're an inventor out there, or an inventor out there, please have them go to inventamerica.info, fill out the form. It drops right into my email box. And at this point, I would really like to thank some of our sponsors. We've got Kicker Design, who helps with manufacturing. CAD Design with Scott Parsi. He helps those beginning inventors get their first functioning proof of concept, sexy prototype, ready to go. And Scott's going to be on, I believe, next week to talk about what you need for a trade show. So everyone, stick with us. We have got our industry expert coming up in a few minutes. Thank you, and we'll talk to you back in a few minutes.